Always appreciate the comments of Senator Murkowski, who is always thoughtful and works across the aisle as well as anyone here, and I appreciate the work that she does. I rise briefly to joining with Senator Blumenthal of Connecticut and Senator Merkley, who is now in the presiding officer's chair, but will be joining us to mark the 50th anniversary of U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Terry's groundbreaking report on the dangers of smoking. 387-page report released 5 decades ago concluded something that was almost revolutionary at its time and was revolutionary in its impact. It said cigarette smoking is a health hazard of sufficient importance in the United States to warrant appropriate remedial action. We know how our views in this country have changed about smoking, but we also know one other thing. 400,000 people every year die from smoking-related illnesses. And you know what that says, Mr. President? That says that the tobacco companies have to find 400,000 new customers every year. And the people they had tried to seduce into smoking are not people my age, they're the Pages' age, or even younger than the Pages in this body. Those are the people that they aim at to teach them to start smoking, if you will. And it's not just young people that they're trying to get addicted to smoking, the tobacco companies. It's also what they're doing in the developing world. I was in Poland in 1991, working for Ohio State University, right after the communist government in Poland fell. First billboards all over Warsaw, all over Krakow, all over Lublin in eastern Poland. First billboards were tobacco, mostly American tobacco companies, also, if I recall, British tobacco companies. Those were the first billboards that were up. We also know that the tobacco companies, as they try to seduce young people in our country to smoke, they've, in some sense, attacked the third world, the developing world, to get people to smoke there. One of the ways they've done this, Mr. President, is by using our trade agenda to weaken public health laws in other countries. Some developing countries, some poor countries have enacted public health anti-smoking laws, and the U.S. tobacco companies and tobacco companies from other countries have tried to weaken, sometimes successfully, those laws. It's important that we close loopholes in our trade agenda that allow big tobacco corporations to undermine these global health standards. This administration's decision not to exclude any one product, including tobacco, from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a proposed trade agreement among the U.S. and 11 other countries, is a disappointment. It opens up years of anti-tobacco public health policies to attacks by big tobacco, because under the TPP's investor state provisions, tobacco companies could challenge public health laws in the U.S. and abroad, all under the guise of, in the name of, free trade. A record number of investor state cases were filed last year, according to the UN Conference on Trade and Development. So we know, Mr. President, the public health campaign against tobacco continues in our country, and people like Senator Blumenthal have been a leader in this for well over a decade. And it extends to our international politics, our international trade regimen. We have a lot of work to do. That's why I'm pleased to join Senator Blumenthal and Senator Merkley in their discussion today honoring the 50th anniversary of Dr. Terry's report. I yield to Senator Blumenthal.